Hey there everybody, my name is Shadow Phoenix, and I would like to welcome you all to Saturday's episode of Crystal Gardens in Planet Coaster. Now today, we are building a new coaster, as you can see here, and of course it's one of my favorites. I love inverts. Really, I just like most of the coasters that hang from the track. I love the B&M inverts, I love the Aero Suspendeds. I'm not a huge fan of the Vekomas, but they do have a new one, so yeah, it's only in in Europe or something like that right now. It's overseas, basically. It's an international coaster. We don't have any in the U.S. That may change here soon with some rumors that are going on. But yeah, if that does come true, then I hope to actually be able to ride one of those. But I have ridden like Face Off or whatever it's called now at Kings Island. Did not have a good time on that one. Just because I don't really like to go backwards. So that's my one thing against boomerangs, is I don't like to go backwards on an actual coaster. But anyway, let's get back into the park here and what we're doing. So this is going to be a long episode today. I have a lot to show you. Most of it is just the actual theming of the station and a bunch of stuff like that, because that was a whole lot of work. This took me a couple of weeks to do. The coaster itself, I went through 3 iterations of it, and what you're going to see in this video is a combination of 3 of those kind of cut out. So I built all 3 of them in the same day, and the first iteration I just completely trashed and was like, nope. So I took it all the way back to the beginning where it comes off the Immelman or the dive loop. I don't know what element that is. Honestly, I don't really know my elements as well as I should. I know an Immelman when I see it, but I don't necessarily know if what I made there is considered an Immelman. I think it's considered something else. But anyway, so yeah, we're kind of coming off of that into a dive loop, or actually it's an inverted loop. No, incline loop. That's what it is. An incline loop. And then it goes into this kind of a helix type of thing, and then into a cobra row, sort of a batwing. I don't know what that is. All right. Anyway, I'm butchering all of these elements because I don't really know the elements as well as I think I do. So anyway, yeah. So we're gonna build this coaster. Like I said, it went through 3 different versions. The first one I just completely trashed. The second one I still wasn't happy with, so I finally come up with this one, and this one came out perfect. In my opinion, it came out perfect. Maybe some of you guys don't agree, but I love it. I love the layout that it came out with, and it is my park, so as long as I'm happy, everybody's happy if I'm happy. That's how I look at it. Alright, so let's see, what else can we talk about on this? Because there's a lot to kind of go over, but I don't really know if any of it is actually worth talking about. Yeah, so I decided to kind of come off of this and kind of go into I was trying to fix the station here to make this work. I do get it to work, but I could not figure out a way that I wanted to do this, and also have like an entry area here as well. I kept bringing the station out too far and had to take it back. Just really wasn't coming out where I wanted. So I had to redo the last helix a little bit as well. I had a few different things that I was trying, but I mean, eventually I did get it. So hey, that makes me happy. This whole coaster is actually on right in the middle of this track and kind of down a little bit. I had the idea originally when I was first thinking of the park to have it kind of a lot of lake area over here and have it go over a lot of I don't know, swamp area or something like that. That was my original thought. I completely abandoned that after I started building it, and the one thing I did want though, and I was able to put it in, you can see in a little bit, if you haven't already noticed, I have the train station right there next to the entry, and then you have a little kind of bridge going over where the path is going to go. So I was kind of thinking that you'll come down at an incline and then go underneath the bridge, and then you'll enter into this plaza. So the whole entry area plaza for the coaster will be you have to go underneath the bridge to get to it. So it's kind of like a little hidden area. Now, at the time I was building this, I had no clue how I was gonna theme this coaster. I was just like, I really don't know. I'm just gonna build the coaster and make it look fun and make it look cool, and then we'll figure out the theming later. And we'll just fix a little bit of the land there, and then we're gonna skip ahead here a little bit. As you can see, we already have some changes. I went ahead and painted the coaster at this point. Went with this bright orange color because I kind of wanted it to be seen. Since it is kind of like down in an away spot and you have to like go down a little hill and it's back in its own little area, I definitely wanted the coaster to be seen. So we have a whole path that goes around up in the front of it there, but down, you had to see it, and we had to actually fix it so you could get to it. Now we're working on the station building, and I really didn't even know what I was going to do with the station building. I had no clue. I kept working on this. This is what took me so long. After I finished the coaster and everything, I was like, how am I don't even know how I'm going to theme this. I don't know what my station's going to look like. So I tried some different stuff and, kind of worked around with a few things. I finally come up with something I really liked, and I was very, very happy with that. So, and we'll get to that in just a moment. I'm going to be pausing a lot in this video because, like I said, this video is quite long, and there's only so, I'm not going to sit here and be like, all right, so this is, I placed some pieces around the edge down here, and then I'm going to post a fence down here. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to be like, let's talk about things that matter when we're building. I know a lot of you guys still love the time lapses. I've talked about this before. There were discussions going on that people don't really like the time lapses and stuff anymore. So I asked you guys about it, and most of the people who commented said yes, definitely do the time lapses. So I'm glad that you guys still love those. I will try to do them as much as I can. There's still plenty of time lapses left for this and Whitaker Lake Park, so you guys are going to do that. I have kind of laid back a little bit on the time lapses for Vista View because I'm out of construction stuff. There's still things to build, but I don't have any more videos left in my archives from where I built previously, so it is actually a whole lot quicker just to kind of go in and use my Twitch for building this stuff, and then later on just recording the video where I just talk about what it is that I actually built and kind of showcase it off. Making the videos that way is a whole lot quicker than doing these time lapses, going over it, doing the voiceovers. I dread the voiceovers so much. That's what takes me so long to actually do these videos, and I've kind of gotten a little more in a habit of it than what I used to be. But originally, it was just like, oh man, I got to do this voiceover. I'll do it later. And then later turned into much later. And then the next thing you know, it's like a week has gone by and I still haven't done it. And I was like, I need to do these voiceovers. And then I finally just did it and got it over with. I do feel like if you look at my videos from originally, like when I first started doing these, all the way up to now, I think I've grown quite a bit as a YouTube creator as well as just like a Twitch streamer in general. I kind of am coming into my own a little bit, and that's kind of cool. I like that. I've been producing daily content, sometimes even more than once a day here lately. So let's talk a little bit about that, I suppose, here while we're making this jank station. Before it gets in, I think maybe yeah, right here. Okay, actually, before I talk about that, let's talk about what I'm doing right here, and then we'll go into the other one because I don't want to miss out what's happening at the moment. So it jumped there because I spent, I don't know, 10 minutes of this video in time lapse even, working around with paths and trying to get a queue line and everything. So then I decided, I finally figured out the theme that I was going to go with. Like one of those air shows, like a plane stunt show kind of thing. I thought the invert kind of fits that. It kind of resembles a plane in a way because you're swooping and you're upside down of it and it's flying. So I thought, yeah, let's do like an old time airplane stunt show. That'd be the theme for this coaster. So one of the first things I wanted to do was I wanted one of these air traffic towers which a lot of people in my stream at the time were making fun of me because like, yeah, so this is Baywatch the coaster. I'm like, no, this is an air traffic controller. Like, that looks nothing like an air traffic controller. I'm like, it looks like one of the old ones. I'm not talking like one of the new ones, like for jumbo jets and stuff. I'm talking about like, you know, in the 1930s or 40s or whatever, when, you know, planes were kind of still biplanes and like P-38s and all that. We still had like these small rural towns and stuff that would have these small airfields. They would have like these very, very small air traffic controllers. Now, you know, obviously JFK Airport did not have one of these, but like Podunkville, USA probably did. You know, it's just a very, very small air traffic controller where like one guy hangs out who's probably also the mechanic on the planes and everything else, you know, and he's just like, yeah, we got like one plane coming this week, you know, that's flying in. The roof, I do fix the roof in a minute for sure. And I wanted to have the queue line kind of come up and go under it. So I wanted the tower to be part of the queue line as well, not just kind of there and just being kind of like, oh, hey, look at me, I'm an air traffic controller tower right here. Look at me, and kind of just be scenery. I wanted to be part of stuff, so I wanted to turn it into like a second level would be part of the queue line that you would go through. And yeah, with a little bit of moving around some things and working on a few things, I was able to get that to work. So I was happy with that. I put these little like red and white checkered things down here because to me that just reminds me of an old traffic controller. And for the last time, it's not Baywatch, alright? It's not Baywatch the coaster. It's an air stunt show. Alright, those of you know who I'm talking to when I say that. If you even watch my videos. I don't know if you do or not. I know you watch the Twitch streams, but I don't know if you watch the videos. So yes, it's an air traffic controller, not David Hasselhoff's like beach lookout point, so he can like watch Pamela Anderson run along the beach in slow motion. It's not that. Alright, so let's talk about what's going on with my life right now. So I have been posting quite a few videos over the last couple of days because I have finally decided to just go all out on this. Now, I did this once before, but this time around it's different. I have basically figured out that I really don't like working for anybody. I'm just not happy having a boss when I used to be the boss. You know what I mean? I had my own business for several years that I ran, and I didn't make a lot with it, but I was extremely happy because, you know, I didn't have to work for anybody else. I set my own hours, and, you know, I was somewhat successful. I mean, I wasn't buying enough to buy, like, new cars, like BMWs or anything like that. I wasn't making that kind of money, not at all. I owned a video store. First, I actually started out owning story time with Shadow Phoenix. So first I started out with a gaming shop. We did a lot of Magic the Gathering, and yes, I'm an old school Magic player. We also did like Hero Clicks. I sold comics for a while, but they didn't really go over so well, so we kind of dropped that. And then, you know, after a few years, it was in a very, very small town in eastern Kentucky, so I had like certain people who would come in and play Magic tournaments. Magic basically became the biggest thing that we had. Nobody else really cared about anything else. I was able to sell out of Hero Clicks quite a bit, but nobody wanted to play in tournaments, so I didn't really do much with that. And then I eventually turned that into a video store because I had kind of like I was renting movies on the side and decided that, you know, let's go this full route. So we became a video store for a few years. And that was where most of the money that I was making came in from. I eventually just dropped the whole gaming store altogether and just went full video store. And yeah, started doing quite well with that. There was only me and one other person in town. And, you know, his prices were like $4 a night while mine were like $2 a night for new releases. So I was half the price of him and people just liked me better. I just had a better personality for that, I guess. I don't know. It's strange to think about, like me having a great personality. Go figure. But yeah, people loved me. They loved to come into the store, and I would sit and chat with them. And sometimes I had certain customers that would come in and just hang out for like hours at a time, just kind of sitting. And it was fun. I enjoyed it. Lost all of that in a tornado that struck my town. So bit of sad news there. But don't worry, it was, I lost my business, but I was gonna switch over to it anyway. It was a huge thing. It pretty much leveled the whole town. So yeah, I could have maybe put my store back in, but to what avail? I mean, if your whole town is leveled and there's nothing left in the town, nobody's going to come and rent movies. You know what I mean? Like, there's more important things to do. So, and plus, video stores were on the dying, out at the time anyway. Redbox was taking over. We didn't have a Redbox in town, so yay, didn't have to compete against that. The only thing my biggest competition was with that was doing the people who were going to like local pawn shops and stuff, who were selling like illegal copies of like recorded movies in theaters and stuff, and then they would come into my store and like a brand new movie that just came out on DVD. It's like, oh, I saw that like last month. I got that from so and so's pawn shop, and they would just sit and talk to their friends and stuff right in front of me about this, and it made me so mad. Now, hey, look, air traffic controller. See, told you. That was me trying to show some people in my stream like, yes, it's an air traffic controller. See, this exists. Anyway, squirrel. So I used to have my own business, and I really enjoyed that. I was very happy with it. After I lost that, I was on disaster unemployment for a while, and then when that ran out, I was trying to find something new to do and trying to figure out what my options were, what I wanted to do with my life, and try to find a career. I was lucky enough that I got into Amazon customer service. I found out there was one that they had built. I knew they were like building one. I didn't know it was actually done. So I found out about an open house, and I went into that. I got the job, and I worked that for like 4 years, all the way up, and I was really happy at Amazon too for like 3 years out of the 4. My last year is where things kind of took a downturn. Me and my girlfriend had been arguing for a while. We broke up. We were still talking and trying to like make things better and stuff, but she was never here. And we basically moved to a town where it was just me and her, and I didn't know anybody else except people I used to work with, or people I did work with at the time, and I wasn't really, I didn't know them all that well. I'm the kind of person that I prefer to do things with the person that I care about. Not like care about as a friend, but you know what I mean. I prefer to do things with a girlfriend. Like go out to the movies, go out and eat, things like that. I didn't really have any really close friends kind of near me, close enough to go out and do things with. So, it was very lonely here, and I was getting really depressed. Work was starting to suck, and I don't know if work was just starting to suck because I was depressed, or it was just starting to suck more because I was depressed. But nonetheless, I eventually ended up just walking out of there. And then I got a job with Apple doing work at home. Didn't care for that. It took me a while. I finally got a job with Microsoft doing Xbox customer support. Now that was a job that I loved. I was very happy with that. Problem was it was only part-time, and I wasn't making any money. And there were some other things that led to it, but eventually, as of last week, I quit that job too, because there was just you can't do your job if you can't even get logged in to do your job, and a bunch of other stuff. But I'm not going to rant about it, because I kind of looked at this like as maybe a blessing in disguise. Maybe, I mean, who knows? I may have just made a huge freaking mistake, but I'm thinking I'm going to go all in on YouTube and Twitch. I'm going to do this professionally. It gives me a chance to be my own boss again, to make my own hours, to set everything up, and to do something I'm really, really happy doing. I'm a gamer, and I'm a creator, not just Planet Coaster creator. I mean, I went to college for art, for graphic design, And you know, that was kind of my thing. And somewhere along my path of life, I have forgotten about a lot of things that make me happy. My art, for example. When I got married, yep, that's right, I've been married, I'm divorced. I stopped drawing at all. I was never a good painter. I could never paint, but I could draw. I could draw really, really well. So after my divorce, I picked up my art book and I just tried doing it again, and just I couldn't do it. So I want to try to get back into stuff like that. I want to try to get back into my creative mode and to get things happening. I'm also like, I've been doing Twitch for 3 or 4 years. I've been doing YouTube for at least 3. I've just, you know, not really done much with it. I procrastinate a lot. I put things off. I don't really give it the attention that I say I'm going to. And that's going to change as of now. Like I said, I'm definitely going into this, you know, full stream ahead. Or not, yeah, I guess you could say full stream ahead. I meant full steam ahead, but sure, full stream ahead because I'll be streaming. And we're going to start doing this pretty much on almost daily basis. I'm fixing up a schedule now for like how I'm going to stream. I'm hoping it works out. I'm hoping we can get that, you know, coveted partnership, but we don't need a partnership to actually be successful at this. Yeah, it would help to get on the front page and stuff, but we don't need it. All I need is the support of my fans. That's all I need. And there are plenty of ways that you guys can actually support me as well. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. In the meantime, I've completely, while going on my story and stuff and talking about life and things like that, I've completely not been talking about what we've done so far. So we finished the tower. That one's easy enough to kind of talk about. I believe I also finished the roof on the tower as well. Then I took this really, really cool, like, old World War II plane that Red Dragons did. So shout out to Red Dragons. I will put a link in the video below over to his workshop on Steam. He creates some awesome stuff. I mean, some really amazing stuff, and posted on the workshop. So Red Dragon's pretty cool. I like him. So he made this this old airplane here. Like, I want to say it's a P-38, but it's not. It's a different kind of plane. But it's kind of like the P-38s, the Mustangs. Anyway, he created that. It fits my theme perfectly with like an old 1960s or 1940s like air stunt show. Then I turned the station into a hangar. I threw his plane on top of that hangar, and then for the queue line, we're going to have it go through a different hangar over here. So we built a second hangar, which actually looks more like a hangar than the actual station does, but yeah, so we're going to put that over here. And then I kind of got the idea to, let's see if we can hang a plane inside the building. Actually, I think that suggestion came from one of my Twitch viewers. They're like, hey, you should, you know, like put a plane like hanging from the ceiling. And like, I don't know if there's enough room. I'll try it. I eventually did get it to work, which you guys will see here in a minute. And yeah, it as you can see, it's turned out really, really well. I was really, really happy with the plane hangar that we built. The station came out well. What I did was I took those single roof pieces, the 10 roof pieces, and I precisely kind of angled them at just right to make kind of this curved roof. I did it, you know, on the other one up there. Here's where I was like, let's see if we can fit this in there. And a lot of them were just too big, and I ended up having to make a lot of changes. But I was able to actually get it in there. And I'm just being silent here for a minute. I don't know why. I don't have a whole lot else to really talk about. This was the final plane that I decided to go with. I did have to make some changes. We had to take the landing gear off because, you know, when you're in queue line, you would like smack against the landing gear. So we had to make it kind of taller and do some work with it and kind of angle it just right. Make a few changes there. But, yeah. it came out really well. I was even able to take like electrical cables and have them look like wires holding the thing up. So lots of little details on that. And again, a huge shout out to Red Dragon for his awesome creations. There will be a workshop link in the video description below. Now, that's pretty much all I have to talk about what we did here. The rest of it is just kind of fixing things and kind of editing things and making things work. So let's go back to where we were, because we're coming up on the end of the video here. So how to support my channel now. Alright, obviously donations. Donations will definitely help. Patreon is also great as well. Patreon link is down below. If you just want to donate money, you don't want to subscribe to a Patreon every month, not a problem. You can just use, there's also a link below where you can just send a one-time donation as well. Don't like to do donations? No worries. There are many other ways you guys can support me. Through my Amazon affiliate links. If you click on one of those links, I am an Amazon affiliate, so clicking on the links will send you over to Amazon to products and stuff, such as, you know, my computer equipment and stuff. Now, you don't have to buy what it actually is linked to. You can buy anything at all at Amazon, and I get credit for it, and it goes to me. That is another way. So if you're a huge Amazon shopper, using my links will definitely help, and it supports the channel. That is something I've had for a while, but nobody has really done much with. So yeah, definitely do that. If you're going to shop at Amazon, click on my link and head over to that. And then every purchase you make after clicking on my link will, you know, I'll get a small percentage of that. That's how the Amazon affiliates works. One last way you can help support me: retweets. If you're following my Twitter, then definitely tweet those things out. Watching my videos also can help. Letting other people know about mine. If maybe you don't have, you know, money to do donations or anything like that, or help out with, you know, that's not a problem. Don't worry. I make these videos because I enjoy it. You know, so I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna beg for cash. I'm not gonna beg for anything like that. But I mean, you guys' support means a lot. And if you can't do it monetary wise, then just doing it by, you know, helping the channel, watching my videos, commenting. Every upvote, every comment gets me higher in rankings on YouTube. So yeah, definitely do that, guys. We need to get my partnership back as well, so I need more subscribers. So tell your friends, you know, tweet out, you know, hey, Shadow Phoenix is this guy that I watch on YouTube. He's awesome. You guys should check him out. Maybe they'll subscribe to me too, and maybe I'll get 10 more subscribers off that. We're almost at 700, so we're getting closer to 1,000. It's just taking a little bit of time, but we're getting there. Also, I'll still need 4,000 watch minutes as well, so we got to get that too. I'm currently sitting at 2,300 and something, so that number is going up as well. That's why I've been kind of posting all these videos. Now, I've also kind of been diversifying out my channel a bit as well, doing other games and stuff, other than just Planko. I don't want to be known as just a Planet Coaster person. I want to be known as a variety streamer, a variety gamer. So I do a lot of Planet Coaster because I do enjoy the game, but there are other games I also enjoy, and I like talking about that as well. I also kind of like these 30 minutes or less videos I've been doing. It gives me a chance to kind of try out different games, and granted, a lot of them are pretty crappy because I don't have money to afford like big expensive AAA titles or anything like that everybody else is getting. So I have to rely upon the companies to, you know, kind of like, hey, try this game out for us. And I'll be like, okay. And then, you know, I'll try it out. I don't really, it's more of a first impressions kind of videos than it is a review. Although there has been at least one game that I was just like strictly like, do not play this game. And that was that, you know, Vicious Attack Llama game. That game was stupid. But anyway, you know, most of my other games are kind of like, well, you know, it's in early access. It's decent. I just did Badaya the other day, which, I mean, I can see potential in it. We'll see kind of what happens with that. I may go back to that game at another time. Who knows? That's going to be it for me for today, though. Like I said, you know, if you Patreon, if you just want to donate, you can do that. Links are down below. If you're not already a subscriber to my channel, make sure you do that. That helps as well. The Amazon affiliates links, you know, checking out my computer equipment, things like that. Just coming over and watching my stream. In order to get my partnership with Twitch, I need at least 75 average viewers in a month. So not like that's like, not just, oh, in the whole month he's got 75 viewers altogether. No, that's 75 like at a time, and then it has to average out for the month. So we're looking at quite a few viewers. So we got to get that up, and that's difficult to do. But all right, so I want to take off, guys. I very, very much appreciate all your guys' support in everything that I do. You guys have been awesome. I'm making these videos for myself. Don't worry if you guys can't support me, if you can't do anything, you just like to watch the videos, that's fine. I'm still going to be making these videos. I'm not going to be one of those people that's be like, oh, if I don't make, we've got to get, you've got to subscribe to my Patreon or I'm not going to be able to afford to make these videos. These videos don't cost me anything to make except time. So, even if I do go and I am looking at some other jobs, so we'll see how that kind of turns out. But even if I do go work somewhere else, I'm still going to make these videos. They just won't be as often, and I won't be able to kind of do what I want to do. And that is, making these videos for you guys. So it definitely helps out. You have no idea how much you help out. Even like, if you went to Patreon and just pledged $1 on Patreon, that is more than I make. If 5 people did that, if 5 people went to Patreon and pledged $1, that is an extra $1 more I make a month than what I did on YouTube in a month. So that's already, you can see the benefits of it. Just $1, how much it helps. I don't want to be like what's her name from those commercials, but just the price of a cup of coffee can be all the support that I need. Alright guys, I'm going to head out of here. Thanks so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see you in the next video. I have so many plans for my channel and everything, and we're working on it. I've got lots of stuff. So until then, thanks for tuning in. This is Shadow Phoenix, and I am out of here. Later guys. Hey everyone, if you'd like to help support me and my channel, I have a Patreon page where you can do just that. You can pledge anything from $1 or more. Anyone who pledges $15 or more gets a unique, specially designed roller coaster and Planet Coaster made just for them. My little way of saying thanks. You can also just send donations as well if you don't want to join Patreon. And you can find those links in the video description below. Every tiny red cent I make from these means the world to me and is extremely helpful. If you're interested in my PC setup that I work with and play on that you see here, every piece of the system is described below with links to Amazon if you want to purchase them or anything else. Thanks for tuning in to my videos and my channel. If you aren't already a subscriber, click that on the screen below. And you can also check out a few of my other videos on the screen here as well. You can keep up to date on what's going on in my own little world via Twitter or watch me stream live on Twitch as well. Links are in the video description below. So wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night.